Alright, hey guys, so today I am finally making a video on the Alliance War Season 36 changes and loyalty store and everything. So yeah, first off, this video will probably be a bit negative because, of course, I am not happy with the vast majority of these changes. But yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, the rewards update. They are updating the loyalty store to have all of these items available for purchase. And these rewards are significantly better than what you would get from AW Season rewards for pushing and spending that loyalty. So on average, for an Alliance War season, an average player is probably spending anywhere from 750,000 to maybe 1,000,000 loyalty, with the people who take more fights or who make more mistakes spending considerably more. So now, instead of doing that, you could get a full R4 catalyst, or half of each, which is insanely good rewards, especially compared to Alliance War Season rewards. And it makes it so it would be dumb to be spending your loyalty on Alliance War pushing. And that really sucks. Noon is going to be taking next season chill, as far as I know, and just saving the loyalty because obviously you're incentivized against spending loyalty. This is a great change for people who are playing more casually. But yeah, of course, I mean, I want to play AW competitively, so I'm not particularly happy about that change. It really sucks for anyone who enjoys playing Alliance War competitively. And here we'll just go over this update they added for the rank rewards getting updated in Season 37. So originally in the post they just said soon, which we all know what soon means with Kabam. It can be anytime, but thankfully they've gone back and updated it to saying Season 37, which does alleviate some of the concerns, but still, one season of War being basically unplayable does really suck. And yeah, especially after I had just took a season off as well. Definitely not happy about taking another season off in a row. I was looking forward to pushing again, but it is what it is. Can only blame Kabam, really. And so yeah, they're saying they didn't update it at the same time as the loyalty store because basically they weren't confident that they could actually do that, which is crazy because, like, they've updated War Season rewards so many times. Like, they should have a system to update that. And the loyalty store is just adding items to the loyalty store. I don't know much about the coding side of it, but it certainly seems that these would be just about as easy of changes as can possibly happen. And yeah, they do say they want to move forward to a more frequent and reliable reward update cadence, which is good news because both Alliance War and Alliance Quest rewards have heavily fallen behind even just monthly quests and stuff now. So I do hope that we are getting more frequent updates to keep Alliance War playing competitively actually mattering. And yeah, I understand why they would go for the loyalty store first before season rewards, because I mean the vast majority of people are playing fairly casual in War, and this also lets people make smarter decisions with their loyalty for whatever they decide to do. But it really should have just happened both at the same time, and yeah, it's rather annoying that it didn't. And this is interesting. I do hope that the reward update for Season 37 is actually good. Hopefully it makes it actually like matter to be pushing for masters or top 3 or top 10, and that would hopefully be exciting from at least the wording there, but we don't know what the rewards are yet for season 37, of course, so hard to judge much off of that. And yeah, next up, another change that is absolutely awful in my opinion. 200% cost boosts and 150 cost boosts being set to 1 a week. This means you will get 6 of each of every class per season and off season combined, which, you know, if you spread the power boosts across the BG, this is still enough for all of the power boosts that you will ever use in war. The annoying thing about this is it's going to make planning significantly harder. Because now instead of just having one dedicated CGR guy, one dedicated APOC guy, now you're going to have to constantly change who you're sending watch fights. Which one, I mean, auto players get really comfortable with just specific assignments and tend to die when they go out of their comfort zone. And 2, it is a lot easier to plan when you have people in just specific roles. And there's still no planning phase, there's still nothing to make planning easier. And changes consistently are making planning harder and harder. And this is also at the same time when we're going to have 5 bans in the same season with no whitelist. So planning in season 36 is going to be absolutely awful. At the same time, when the rewards are the least influential they'll probably ever be for pushing. So this just means basically season 36 is absolutely unplayable and there is no reason to push for it, which is dumb. I really dislike that. And the unit option, 125 units for a 150% power boost is actually not that bad. There would definitely be some times in normal season where I would have liked to buy one of those 150s for 125 unit boost, and if you just put that in with the prior system for class boosts, I honestly wouldn't mind this change, because 125 units is honestly not that much with how powerful class boosts can be sometimes. And you know, if it meant it would be easier to assign my fights, or if it just meant, okay, I don't have to wait for someone else to take my fights, just to make moving a little easier, just spend those units. I actually quite like that. There's the option to just spend units instead of waiting for someone, or spend units to make the planning easier. I don't mind that, especially with it only being 125 units for the 150s, which are genuinely the ones that actually matter. A lot of the time you are popping 200s, but there are so few fights where, you know, 200s are actually required, and a lot of the time just changing your masteries up a little bit can make 150s serve perfectly fine. So I actually quite like this change for units. With how cheap that is to get a 150 unit boost, that will be a nice little quality of life change. But it's completely undermined by how fucking horrible the previous change to loyalty power boost is. And yeah, I have seen some people happy with the change to power boost, and just to address this, I understand power boosts are super fucking boring in war, and they are way too dominant, and I totally agree that one, the map needs to change so the map is less reliant on power boosts, and two, power boosts do need to be fixed in some form. But this addresses neither of those, because this doesn't fix power boosts. They're still going to be just as overpowered, just as dominant, just as constant of a thing in Alliance War. And this obviously does not change the map to be at a point where class boosts are not required for certain fights. And yeah, next up, we have Conduit and Sick and Tired, which is pretty exciting. Sick and Tired is a pretty cool pool. Quite a few attackers that I think will get a lot of shine here. Nebula, Havoc, Symbiote Supreme, Captain Marvel. imagining we'll get a lot of shine with Sick and Tired. And I'm imagining Spider-Man and APOC are going to be constantly banned. And CGR is probably going to get a lot of shine as well. Sick and Tired looks very, very strong for a tactic. Healbox are very powerful, both for the conduit tactic and just for war in general. It's going to make a lot of champions, counters to certain fights that they may not have been to previously. So that will probably make planning a little bit easier. Certainly not anywhere near as good of a tactic as Defiance or anything, but, it looks like a pretty solid tactic. And then Conduit, they are adding in Gallon, which is interesting for him to already be added into a defense tactic. My assumption for this is they do not want Gallon to be doomed in war, at least not for now, because Doom is a pretty hard counter to Gallon, with Gallon not being immune to either Stackers or Power Steal. But yeah, that is interesting. I don't think he will be too hard of a defender, but certainly interesting that a champion is getting added to a defense pool that early. And yeah, some other standouts that might be difficult. King Groot on node 50 will be a little bit of a pain. I imagine Hood will probably be the best option. If not, one of the Sick and Tired options. And Dr. Doom on 26 with APOC and Spider-99 banned, I imagine is going to be pretty difficult. I have recently taken this fight with Nick Fury, and I uploaded a video last season doing that fight, and that shouldn't be affected by Conduit at all. So I imagine Nick Fury is actually going to be the top option when APOC and Spider-99 are banned there. And yeah, that should be a fun fight with Nick Fury. But definitely going to be pretty damn difficult. And yeah, those are the main standouts that I can see from this tactic. None of the others, I can't really think of many difficult placements. I imagine Gallon will have some difficult placements with Conduit, but not fully sure on where that would be just yet. And yeah. And then Human Torch and Hercules got blacklisted, which is really interesting. I assume this is because the expert map includes tier 2, so it's not just tier 1 allies. So instead of in tier 1, where a lot of allies sometimes skip banning Hercules and go for other ones and always lock in Torch and Ghost, with very rarely skipping Ghost, I assume that's a little bit different in tier 2. But yeah, that means Ghost won't be whitelisted for Season 37, which is interesting. But Hercules whitelist would definitely make planning significantly easier, with Hercules being Hercules, so that is interesting. And yeah, these node changes, I'm not too interested in any of these. It's a big change to Path 3 and stuff. I imagine this will be a fairly easy set of fights. Does not seem too difficult, and I can't really think of any problematic placements with this just yet. But we'll see how it develops and how it actually feels in the season. But yeah, here are the changes if any of you guys are interested. It definitely looks harder than the old Path 3. But still doesn't seem particularly problematic, at least as far as I can tell. And yeah, that will be all for this video. Hopefully Kabam can fix this situation out going forward into Season 37, so war could actually be worth pushing again.